Sometimes people talk about watching a train wreck in slow motion. Well, Uncut Gems is like watching a train wreck in fast motion over and over and over again.
Non-stop.
Yeah. Kia ora and welcome to Kiwi Reviews. My name is Daniel and this is Bala, and today we are talking about Uncut Gems.
And as always, there's probably going to be a few spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen the film, you've been warned. Uncut Gems is about this jeweler in New York who kind of is a compulsive gambler basically, and he's trying to fix all these problems in his life. As he tries to put out one fire, a few others creep up, and basically his life spiraling out of control.
So something in Uncut Gems that stood out to me all the way through was the cinematography. What this film had going for it throughout was this feeling of anxiety, and the cinematography played into that. For me, there was a lot of tight framing, and what that just contributed to was this feeling of the unknown and just being too close. We were in there the whole time. We didn't know what was going on around us, and it just kind of started to feel a bit like we just couldn't escape from all these crazy things that were happening.
It was like claustrophobic, eh?
Totally.
Yeah.
Another example for me of the cinematography was these shots where we were following Adam Sandler's character walking through the streets of New York, and we were on these long lenses and we were panning with him. And what that did was that as we were following him, everything behind him just got blurred out, and it was a really strong look into the idea that his world was literally spinning out of control.
Now, Adam Sandler's performance in this movie was pretty good. I haven't seen him do a drama role in a long time. Goes to show that he's still got acting chops. His performance helped to engage us into the anxiety of his character.
I kind of didn't like him throughout. I didn't sympathize with that character. I was often like, no, don't do that. Don't make these decisions. It was a very anxious ride that I didn't really enjoy, I think, by the end of it, but I did respect in a funny way.
Totally. It's like the kind of movie that you probably won't enjoy while you're watching it because it's so anxiety inducing, but then by the end of it, you kind of respect the craft of the film. The film is objectively really well made, but you're not sitting there as you're watching it thinking, oh, I'm having a really great time like you might with some other movies.
There was just so much going on constantly. There was never a moment of, just one thing happening. We were never, our attention was never focused onto one story beat. It was always while this was happening, this was also happening, and these people were talking. A really good example of that is the scene when Kevin Garnett returns the opal, and they get stuck inside that little door locking space. And we've just had the call from the doctor, and the other guy's getting angry. He wants to leave, and they can't get him out, and they're starting to get angry. And there was just so much going on in one scene that it kind of becomes like this sensory overload. And what's contributing to it is not just the diegetic stuff, what's happening within the actual world of the film, but also the technical elements like the cinematography, and also
even the music, all the technical elements, the filmmaking of it. The music had all these different layers, it had orchestral instruments, but also synth stuff from the 80s and 90s that felt real weird. It was all just clashed together, and it basically all of the techniques culminated in us feeling what Adam Sandler's character is probably going through, which is just being attacked on all different sides. It's really cool how the film gets you to, even though you don't like Adam Sandler's character necessarily, it still gets you on his side to the point where at the end when he's doing his one big bet, you almost hope that the bet will pay off, and if he wins the bet, he'll be fine. You're just feeling like that. And of course, he's not fine. He gets shot and killed. It's cool that the film can manipulate you almost to feel that way and to get you optimistic, kind of like he is, like a compulsive gambler, I guess.
Now, I really enjoyed the ending of the film, and I feel like this is something we didn't agree on as such.
For me, I think the reason that I didn't vibe with it so much was that the choice of who it was that killed Adam Sandler's character, Huey, was not set up as well as it maybe could have been. That character who killed him, whose name I don't even know, he just seems like a supporting character, and then at the end he's the one to kill Adam Sandler's character. It didn't feel as sort of satisfying as a payoff as maybe if it was set up properly. Throughout the film, I feel like we've been told that Arno is the main antagonist and that he's the, if anyone was going to do it, it would be him. Maybe that's the point though, is that it could come from anywhere. But yeah, to me it wasn't as shocking as it could have been, and it just seemed a little bit cheap and random, I guess. But that's my subjective point of view.
I wonder whether upon a second watch you might find that there are more setups for that character. Just little things where it kind of felt like he was starting to make more decisions, and a lot of the acts of violence were actually directed from him as opposed to who we thought was his boss. But regardless of that, I think what I kind of liked about it the most is that this character who just kind of continually made these bad decisions throughout this film, by the end, who you think has finally had it all pay off and that they've actually won. It doesn't work like that. And it's this feeling of just when you kind of have this like moment of like catharsis, you know, we like release, everything turns to shit again. And it's kind of like, it kind of, I think, sums up the entire feeling of the movie quite nicely. And the randomness of it, yes, random, cheap, maybe, but that's kind of the point. We don't see it coming.
So that was our review and discussion of Uncut Gems by the Safdie brothers, starring Adam Sandler, of course. Let us know what you guys thought of it in the comments down below. And what were your thoughts on Adam Sandler's performance? Do you want to see him do more drama like this, or just go back to just playing Adam Sandler in movies again?
So thank you very much for watching. I've been Daniel, he's been Bala, and we have been Kiwi Reviews, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Bye!